I am recording and we are streaming live on YouTube.
Awesome, awesome. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing?
Good.
Good, good.
Well,
Yeah. Um,
Pretty good.
hello. So I guess you just got a quick update. Shay won't be able to join us today, but he did give some insight into what he worked on yesterday, which was pretty incredible. We'll talk about that later. So yeah, right today, this is a new format that we're starting out with. Um, I've been gone for the past couple of weeks, so Shiloh, thank you for taking the lead and getting everything working and going while I've been gone. So pretty much like this is our milestone meeting as well, and like as a milestone meeting, this is our chance to be able to say, okay, what have we done for this month, and what are we what have we done this month, and what's ready for the next month, and getting started so we can accomplish the projects as we go along because as we have had before, we've had a large change in scope. So things have been aloof for a while. So hopefully we can start to become grounded and become solid in exactly what we want to do and make this work for us. Um, all right. So the general project right now, so you can find recordings at those locations. Um, Also, we get the project budget. Charlotte, do we want to talk about the project budget sheet today, or do we just want to leave that alone for the time being?
I can add that to the design.
Okay, because I think that's something that I need to look at. I looked at it last night really quickly, but I need to get a better understanding myself exactly. I'm gonna take I'm gonna take a look into it and try to help with that. So thank you real quickly for adding that. So the review for this month is that we reduced the scope by 80%. That's amazing.
I'll go
The
over
re
the design department if you want.
Okay. Well,
If you
general
want to go over
project.
it, you can. That's
Yeah.
fine, but it might get a little.
Oh no. Well, you can go ahead. I mean, because the thing is that you kind of helped out with the piece for the past couple of weeks because of Alexandria not being back yet. So um, you can go ahead and take the lead on that. That's not a problem. So I'll stop right here and let you go ahead and talk about that because this is our new format of trying to cover exactly what's there and not go past it. So
Yep.
go ahead, Charlotte.
So, like he said, we probably reduced it about 80% due to kind of reduced. So basically, a reduced budget, which kind of goes into the budget worksheet a little bit. We lost a few people because they either graduated, they have other projects going on. We're really happy that they have things going on. Some people just didn't have time to work on this project right now, might come back later, whatever have you. So we needed to reduce the scope by quite a bit after our submission to Sweden VR. So we've done that and we've reduced it down considerably and started to isolate 3 goals in priority with a priority order. And the first goal was really to focus on interacting with the cats using interactive toys, treats, and affection. Some of that can be seen in the design document. Actually, I can share that a little bit if you want me to share my screen. Let's see. Or you can go to the design document if you want, Leonard. Or maybe while I'm talking about it, it'd be easier if I just went to it. Yeah, that's where it is. There you go. Design document. Anyone can add. Okay, so in here, if you scroll down and just look at the, yeah, so the index there will show you kind of some of the things that we've been working on. We've sort of narrowed the scope down to, achieving goal 1, that interaction. I highly recommend anybody working on the project go through these goals and start, helping us by contributing to them. So in the upper right hand corner, Leonard, can you highlight where editing is and take that down to suggesting? So anytime you want to make any kind of changes, we recommend you use the suggesting mode so that we can talk about it during meetings. Um, I don't see any suggestions right now, so I'm guessing that nobody has anything to contribute right now to the design document. But in the future, when you're in there and you want to make changes, please make changes. This is a living document; it's meant to be used, and that's why it's here. But yeah, the first goal, you can take a look there and see some of the things that we've talked about. We won't go into details now. Leonard, can you go back to the agenda?
I have a quick question, Shiloh.
Uh huh.
When we make the suggestions, who gets to approve the suggestions in there and everything,
We
or
can
do
talk
we
about it
just
during the weekly meeting.
okay, and then we approve it there?
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, it's just a discussion piece. I think we should probably add it to kind of like, in the design section, just go through that real quick beforehand. Anything that we see
Right.
that's now, if it's your department, there's an area per department, and if you're working in there for your department, you don't have to use suggestion mode. If it's something needs to go in there for your department, then go for it. But if you think that it needs further discussion, use the suggestion mode. It's there so you don't have to be afraid to use the design document. I don't want people afraid to add to the design document. Do what you will, and we'll work together on things that need to work together on. And if it's for your department, please post in there. Actually, Leonard, go back to the design document if you don't mind. And on the index over on the left, scroll down to like go to the art department. That one's a good example. So if you see the art department here has what I'd like everybody to do is put your name, the number of hours per week that you have available, your email address so we can contact you, and your Discord name in there so that we have everybody's contact info in one place. Leonard, if you'll scroll down, you'll see there a link to the Trello board for the art team. Actually,
Uh,
yeah, you just passed it.
uh,
Yep, there it is.
uh,
So yeah, that's a link to the Trello board for the art team. So you can put links for your department there. Go ahead and scroll down. And then you have your budget, which is one of the things on the agenda that we needed to talk about. So after we created the design document for everybody, we also created the budget worksheet. There's actually an HTML, or not HTML, sorry, like a spreadsheet document that this is in. But this, don't scroll away from it. Okay,
sorry.
it's okay. So you can see here that the cursor is blinking on cat interaction laser pointer. The art department's actually been using their budget worksheet, and what this is basically for is kind of listing things that you're working on during the week so everybody knows where your hours are going. This is so that we know if we're trying to work too much into the week, and so that if we get a bunch of people in one area working on similar things, they'll know who's working on what. So under assigned, it would not be art design. That would actually be a person's name. So who is actually taking care of that? The time budget, that would be how much time do you have before your estimate for that particular task, and then the time remaining would be your budget minus the task and what you have left for your next item. You'd want to prioritize one at the top if you could, but while you're listing these, that might not happen. And we might work on this as we go to try to find a better way of doing it. Maybe this is too literal, maybe there's a better way, but just putting your hours in there. Your hours are our budget, so this is how we're going to see how we're going to work together on things. And it's also really handy, I've talked to you about this before, for estimating, learning how to estimate your time better. So that was the third thing on the design department agenda. And then the last thing I wanted to talk about that we did this month was we isolated 3 goals in a priority order that we want to focus on. If you go up to So Leonard, if you'll scroll up on the um, design document on the left in the outline, go to the top and keep going. Yeah, the goals. So again, you can look at those here. Um, right now, we're really working on interaction with the cats, and once we get that handled, we'll move more towards goal number 2, which is um, crafting. It's more the crafting and collecting items for crafting. And then the last one is goal number 3, the collect and manage mechanic. So figuring like ways to balance out the system so that it's fun, but people have a reason to come back. That's going to be that there's going to be some refining before we get to that point. So I think that the order that we've got this in is a good sort of trajectory for us. Once we get through goal 1 and really get the interactions, which is going to be, the most fun part in there, the crafting we can get started on the crafting, and then we could really start balancing. I think that if we run out of time and we don't get to number 3, I think there's still enough fun that we can get into 1 and 2 that'll make this game fairly complete. Anyway, I think that pretty much covers design for the month. Do you have any questions, Leonard?
Let me see. So this I gotta say this was really cool to see that we have these goals now. It seems like active goal 3 just needs to be some more stuff put in there, but the thing is that it's so far away that
Yeah.
just focusing that we don't have to worry about it for the time being. But keep in mind, I guess we just need to keep in mind exactly that still exists, that's still there, that we possibly can do it. Let me see. So yeah, this is good. I think like this is a good start for like this next coming month, to focus on achieving goal 1, and then we can see if we go from there. Okay, very cool. No, I think no, I'm good and solid on that. Thank you very much, Charlotte.
Okay.
Um, thank you very much. All right. Was there anything else you wanted to add as well?
I'll put that under the upcoming month and week.
Okay,
So we'll get to that
cool.
eventually.
All right, awesome, awesome. Thank you, Shaka.
Sure.
Thank you. All
Yep.
right. So for the technical, I'll take care of that real quickly. So I don't know if y'all saw the tweet yesterday that I put out. Shay went ahead and started prototyping the laser porter and the feather on the string. Um, right now, the cats don't play with them yet, but we kind of feel it of like seeing how it was to see them attached to the string. Um, Also, he included a new build to check out the laser pointer and everything as well. I want to show that real quickly. Um, so because I feel like it's very important to see that. Um, so it feels like it can hang right off the screen, and of course the cats don't play with it right now. But the idea is that you can we can have stuff attached. This works. This is a very like showing the proof of concept of that, how that could possibly work for us. So I'm really that's really awesome. Um, Sorry. So all right, yeah. So Shay worked on that. So we have that going on. Um, oh, wrong thing. We have that going on, and um, so we're going to continue to work on that progress because this is the focus of interacting with cats with the toys. Um, I think. Let me double check real quickly. Do we have a list of? Oh well, we the toys. Um, Let me see something real quickly. Actually, I'll do for art. Okay.
It's up there under, if you're in the design document. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
It's under, if you scroll up in the outline,
Yeah.
it's under definitions. items. You see working definitions there. You got scene items, crafting rewards.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Cool.
So they're
Now.
generalizations. It doesn't have an actual list of the actual items right now.
Okay.
We don't have that.
Yeah.
We need to work
Okay.
on that under design and art, probably especially art. But yeah,
Yeah.
we need to work together to get that going. Yeah, if you scroll down on art, we actually didn't get to that part. So keep scrolling down. Uh, oop, I think you passed it.
That's
So
right here.
scroll up a little bit. This you, you can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, you keep scrolling past it.
I do.
Yeah,
Okay.
go back to artwork, or yeah, the artwork department. Yeah, scroll down to the next thing, and not
Right
that, the
here.
next thing. Yeah,
Okay.
okay, so that's just like technical requirements. All right, sorry, I didn't know what that was.
Okay.
It takes a second for the screen to like catch up with what you're doing
Yeah. For
over
sure.
here. So go ahead and scroll back down. I think you were so like characters. This is where we need to like have lists of characters, environments, and items, and we start to like list. Oh, and you scrolled right past it. Yep. So this is just kind of an outline of what we need, but this is where we need to start putting things like, placed items, active items. Placed items are the ones that don't move around so much. Active
Right.
items are the ones that you use to interact with the cats. So those are kind of working here according to what we're defining in the definitions. Just
Exactly.
that's how
This is
that's.
really awesome. Okay. Yeah. This is really. This is what I was looking for. This is something that. Okay. Good. Awesome.
So hopefully this will
Awesome.
be so we can use it for different departments and stuff too, because you'll see what you need to do for it. And even here, we might find that having an art department is probably not the right thing, and maybe we just need to list that as like, uh, you know, just have items and environments and everything as a list, and then each department contributes to this list instead of just having this under the art department. But right now, we're in the concept art phase and the sketch phase and
Right.
defining these elements. So right now, it's fine that it's under the art department, but it might end up in its own area later on in the design document.
Exactly.
And that's the beauty of a living document. We can change things as we go to suit what we need it for. Does that make sense?
Sure. Sure. Yes.
Sorry,
Yes, it does.
I'm
No,
harping
it's
on it.
fine.
I know.
Well, no, it's really good. I mean, it's really good. I also, I'm curious about. Oh, this is the toys idea. Okay, so we got stick of the toys idea. So this is something that we need to maybe
I would like to try to get
fix that maybe.
everything into the design document.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. So
So if
how
you,
about this?
huh?
How about this? Let me.
But like,
Um,
the design document's a working document. So if you have stuff
right.
that's like for like way down the road and that we're not working on right now, don't put it in here. You can leave that in the Trello board. But but yeah, like if you have a list of items that need to be worked on, start putting them under their like areas, placed items, active items, and start like really defining them. This is going to tell us a lot more, if you start to define them here than as these little list items in a Trello document. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So, yeah, we don't need all of them, just the ones that we know we're going to use. So, I think I'm not sure what that list is. I haven't been in the Trello board much, but I'm just
Yeah.
saying, like, add what we are using and need. There you go. Because, yeah, we don't want to have a list of 50 items because we'll never get that done. We, we
Of
want
course, of
we want to
course.
try to have doable things in here if possible.
Right. Also, yeah. Also, like the comments. This is really cool. Like the comments and everything. You actually talk directly to people and
Mm-hmm.
everything too. So.
It's great.
All right. Yeah. So Okay, so yeah, we got the prototypes. We got the prototype of the laser pointer and also the feather and the string, so that looks really good. I think we can build from that and see exactly what works, and then so that's technical. Our department, they worked in the concept art for the bouncy ball and the mailbox. And I can show that real quickly. Where are you, my friend? Um, oh, Charlotte, are you sharing your screen now? What happened? Oh, okay. So are y'all seeing this? Oh, so right there. So that's the bouncy ball concept that they have based upon the be able to throw it and everything as well. Um, so that's really cool. Can y'all? I'm not hearing anybody. Can people hear
Yeah,
me?
we
Okay,
you're
okay.
fine.
I'm sorry. I'm
Yes.
sorry. Okay. Nobody said anything for a while. I was like, okay, so this is the bouncy ball concept. Really
Sorry, I
cool
muted
idea.
my mic so that I wasn't breathing on the microphone.
Okay. You're right. All right, yeah, the bouncy ball concept, really cool idea. So they worked on that, and also they did the mailbox, which was where are you, Mr. Mailbox? Oh, right there. Um, so I have to say the mailbox design, I love it. It's a fish. It opens his mouth like that. It looks really good. um, oh my gosh. Okay. So so we'll have to get to the interaction parts as well. Also the rock. I like that rock feel, like the rocks and the grass. That works really well.
Well, we thought we might be able to think like he could design multiple mailboxes depending
mm,
on the whatever the tower is. It could change, so it's like a theme. Like
that's a good
the
idea.
tower becomes a theme. So
Right.
maybe it's a maybe this is one for like a fish themed tower
Yeah.
and environment.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. Um. I never heard. That's the first time I ever heard those words put together. The fish theme tower.
Well,
First
like
time.
we mentioned it on the forum. Like I was like I love the fish, but
Yeah.
like maybe it could be something more themed towards the cardboard boxes. Cuz
Right.
every that seems to fit together really well, but the fish seems a little um one off. It seems a little bit too unique, but I think
I
you
feel
could
you.
probably build a tower theme that has like that fish component to it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah. I
Like
feel you.
cuz you guys have been kind of thematic with your towers and the environments. It'd be a shame just to throw something out of place in there.
Yeah.
But I love the fish. I think it's awesome. And I was like, well, maybe, the theme of the tower can define what the mailbox looks like and what the fence looks like and what not just the tower.
Right.
Do we gain somebody
Did we?
or do we lose somebody?
Okay, never mind.
I think I was lost, but now I am found.
Ah,
Oh,
okay.
okay. You came back.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, we can build, we can have towers based upon themes and be able to have.
We can talk
I
about
think
that
that's
later
cool.
on.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we can talk about that
Yeah.
later. So
Yeah.
that's really cool. All right. So that's for the art department. So let me quick new mention real quickly. We have a new team member added for the sound department. He posted some audio recently about for the background music and everything. Because unfortunately, we lost Cliff because he needs to focus on his own project for the time being, and he wasn't able to dedicate enough time. So thank you, Cliff, for all you did. But we also now have Greg, who's going to be helping us out in the project. So we lose somebody, but we gain somebody. So it's pretty awesome to get how that happens. So welcome, Greg, to the team. I thought he was going to be in here today, but I guess not. But that's all right. Um, so yeah, so if you ever got a chance to hear his a little test audio that he posted, go ahead and give it a try. Um, actually, you know what? I'll go ahead
How
because
long is
we
it?
got oh, it's just 30 seconds.
Okay.
Not too bad at all. Um, so all right. So I already gave him some feedback about it. You guys hear that? Did y'all hear that?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. I gave
Yes.
okay. I gave him some feedback already about it. So he's gonna go back and try to because I told him it felt too like a lullaby-ish in a way, and so I wanted to make it a little bit more magical, a little bit more of a type of like not epic but like upbeat feel. It's a lot. It's close to what we're looking for. The background with the beat, but the front part with da 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 da.
See,
It
I
was
thought
kind
the
of
opposite. I didn't like the
oh really?
background. Yeah. I felt it was too heavy, but
You thought it was too heavy. I mean, I was just like I was like I feel like I could be
so
put to sleep maybe.
um we can get into it more later with the brainstorming session,
Yeah, yeah.
but we probably should give him like a few examples of what we would like, and then he can work from there.
Yeah, we were working on that. Shay and I were trying to do it. It's just really, I think for all of us on the team and everything, I think this is one of the most challenging pieces because none of us know. I mean, I'm sorry. For me personally, I'm not good with audio. I can't say for
Okay.
all y'all,
Well,
but
like there are other games out there that are good at audio,
yeah,
and if you find a game that you like that you can at least get a screen clip. He doesn't even have to
right,
buy the game, but if you can get a screen clip of some audio that you like from another game, that might be a good
yeah,
place to start. You don't have to
very true.
know anything about it. Just find
Yeah,
it someplace else. You're like, I like this because, and tell them about the emotion that you feel. Sound is very emotive.
right.
They will get a lot, believe it or not, from you telling them how it makes you feel.
True.
So they can translate that for you. You don't have
It's
to be able to tell them, oh, I need the tempo to be a lot faster. I need it to be upbeat. You don't need to tell them those things. You just need to tell them, like, these are the things that I like about these examples and what I would like to incorporate in what we're building. And we could probably post a bunch of stuff. Like if anybody in the group has sound that they think of, like so I'm guessing that that was his first crack at the theme song.
yes. That was the first crack at like
Okay,
background music possibly. So
so we can post on the forum today if you want. Hey guys, any good thoughts on like games that we can use as examples for a theme song for Sparkle Kitty? And just see if people will post some ideas. We can even post it in the main forum instead of the project so that we can get some feedback from people that aren't involved in the project. And that can give us some ideas to work from, and then from there we can narrow it down, if that makes sense.
that actually makes really good sense. So um, I'll make a note of that.
Okay.
So I'll make a note of that later.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really yeah. So yeah. So he's gone back to look at try to you know look at yeah examples probably be good. So okay, we'll
Yeah,
work on that.
it's hard for them to come out at this and be like, oh, I'm gonna just start from scratch.
Yeah. So it was so what it was that I kind of gave him everything that had been worked on previously, and so he kind of came back with something. And I was like, oh, okay,
Okay.
yeah. And then I gave him the feedback that I told y'all. So,
Well, we
yeah,
definitely need more involvement with the meetings. If the sound department wants feedback, they need to be part of the meetings or at least post something on the agenda so that it'll be talked about. Um,
Yeah,
so if you like, I know he probably couldn't make it today, but it's hard to collaborate when people aren't making it to the meetings.
understood.
So,
Understood. It looked like he was going to come today, but I guess he didn't pop in is all. But yeah, he was asking about yesterday, like what time the meeting is for the day.
mm-hmm.
So we'll see. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
We'll figure it out in the future. Okay, so I guess real quickly as well. Um, Also, so for QA for the testing, right now I am. We need to just focus on the right now. The focus on testing is to test to see things that work, test the mechanics see that work. QA comes with that as we go along, and so it's going to be a testing QA sessions pretty much like as long as we continue to work on the project. We'll have to in the future maybe look into more of the organization of the departments, and I'll have to work on that myself because I've done QA. I might just take the lead on that to make sure that everything goes smoothly. Um, but yeah, everything's been going all right. We just had to test out, see like what works, what doesn't work. So download the news update from Shay off the drive and check it out. So the goals for I guess we're running into an hour. I got 8 minutes left. Well, maybe 18 minutes left because we started late. But so design department, start creating spreadsheets for balancing systems, paper testing according to the rules. Much like a tabletop RPG. Refine needs, list of items that we need to be adding within working scope. So we talked about those already. About the items that we're going to be having for the toys and the interactions. What's one thing that's going to be new for us is the spreadsheets and the balancing systems to see exactly like using math to make sure everything works. That's going to be a lot new for us, but we'll be able to figure it out. If anybody has any advice or thoughts on how to do that, let Shiloh and I know, and we'll make that work. And Shiloh's added something new. Let's see what she's going to add.
And John was a good research.
John was a good resource. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, John was a good research about it. And you heard John. I think I walked away from that conversation, so I'll let you take the lead. Also, so our departments work on solidifying the new cat model. That's gonna be good because we need to also make sure it covers the old bone system and all that fun stuff. And we have a rigger and animator and David's powers, so it'll be good there. Working on implementing the mailbox and new items receiving system like crystal breaking. That's gonna be really cool. I look forward to that. So yeah. Um, so goals for the coming next week. Our department already has to get the wind up mouse game ready. Maybe add something else to be able to craft like a wind up piece. So we might do some animation with those pieces as well, but it should work. But yeah, everything seems to be going all right. We seem to be getting solid. I still feel like we're kind of like the ground's still a little loose under us, but I feel like we're getting solid for right now. Just just communicate with us and the technical department. Continue working on you. Just continue doing what you do. Design. We're gonna get Alexandria back soon, so we'll have her be able to help out too. And then also for art, we got art them going strong, and then everything else as well. And I'll take care of QA and testing in the future. So everything sounds okay and everything looks okay. Charlotte, do you have anything else to add real quick?
I love cats.
We all do.
Yeah.
We all do. I got one sitting on my bed right now, just like all curled up, not all curled.
Good job, guys.
All
Woo!
right, Drew. We got under We got under an hour.
Yay.
Woo! Awesome,
Woot
awesome.
woot.
Yes, yes. But yeah, so we're gonna. This is a nice new concept, and so how this work. All right, so Alia, David, was there anything that y'all needed to ask question about, talk to? Oh yeah, I know you were still working with Shay, a few things. So I guess just keep in contact with him and find out what he's needing on your end. David, I see you've been working on the wind up toy and everything, so just continue
Right.
work on that. Yeah. Is there anything from either of you that you need to talk about real quickly for this meeting? Sorry to put
For
you on the spot.
this, no, no, it's all good. For this meeting, more so to say that I do have house, though I wanted to find out uh, should the tail move more kind of realistically or more plastic?
Plastic. Just
So more so side to side then?
yeah. Let's just go ahead and make
Okay.
it like it's like on a toy and everything. It just like goes back and forth, like left and right and everything, like really quickly. But it matches the speed of the movement forward from it as well. So does that make sense? So
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
so it's gonna move forward. It's gonna go to the right, move forward a little bit, go to the left, stuff like that. So I guess just try to make it. Let me see. Just check to see exactly. I don't know exactly how fast Shay's gonna make it move, but just make it so
Right.
that it's able to maybe do oh man, go left and right in half a second. So in 30 frames, move. Yeah.
Can
All
you
right,
just
I can
put
do
a
that.
joint in there and then animate it in
Well, see,
Unity?
I already got a couple bones in
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
Oh, really?
but I wasn't sure if this wanted to be more like a I don't know like a cloth like tail, or it wanted to be more like a plastic tail that just went back and forth, kind of more so like a toy. That,
Gotcha.
but
So like it's like a straight tail sticking out that sort of wags.
that's what I was going to test next. But I wanted to be sure that was what we were looking for.
Yeah. I think we could test that, and if it looks funny, then we can edit it from there.
Yeah, I'll start with a joint and then add in a second joint. See how that looks.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm I'm I am thankful for the effort to put in extra more bones and just big one to make it go back and forth. I appreciate the
Yeah.
effort definitely. So if you can handle it as a challenge for you and you learn something from it, go right ahead.
All right, I sure
All right,
will.
cool.
Groovy.
Yeah, and Alia, you doing all right too?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
Good. Yeah, like I said before, just let Shay know what uh what pieces and everything, and we'll go from there. Okay.
I'll do that.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, everybody, and that's here right now. Thank you, everybody that's going to be watching this later. Y'all are doing a great job as always. Just continue to work on it and just keep it communication, and also make sure the design document is changed and look at that as well. And just communication is important. Communication is a way that we make sure that this works out well for everybody. So yeah, just let us know. We're always on Discord. Um, and if you need to ever talk to me personally, you don't want to say it out there, you're welcome to DM me, of course. So thanks again. Everybody have a great Sunday and a great night and a great week. And I will see you when I see you.
Bye.
All righty. Bye bye.
See you guys later. Hopefully Tuesday.
Yep.
Yes. You too.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.